They're all good games. I'm loving this week. Arizona Cardinals at the San Francisco 49ers. This is your 425 matchup this week. Niners favored by 2.5. A battle for first place in the NFC West, but with the two undefeated teams here.
Yeah. I mean, San Francisco winning games despite, being banged up everywhere, not having their quarterback. The Mac Jones experience, it looked pretty good, actually. Christian McCaffrey looking like the one player that's actually healthy from that team. It's been great from San Francisco's perspective in terms of, look, they're getting wins when you would easily excuse defeats. So from that perspective, it's great. But at some point, they're actually going to need all these guys back and healthy and firing. Whereas the Cardinals, they look pretty good.
Both of these teams, the Cardinals beat the Saints and the Panthers. So there's that.
Yeah.
And the 49ers had their one win against the Saints last week with Mac Jones. Thought Mac Jones and the offense looked pretty good. And, getting the ball out, getting the ball to playmakers. Brock Purdy's just coming back to practice right now. I don't think that's enough for him to get onto the field, but you're, working him back in to hopefully get back within a few weeks. And so it's still Mac Jones running the show here. And I think that's a nice matchup against Arizona's defense that is creating a bit more pressure, one-on-one than they have in the past, and they still have that element of being able to pick their spots from a blitz perspective, mix things up, some hybrid players with Zaven Collins out there. I love what Arizona does defensively to kind of keep offenses off balance. This one with Jonathan Gannon, when he was completely outmanned against the Niners, gave the Niners some problems. That's the thing that always sticks in my head and had me very optimistic about the Arizona Cardinals with the added talent this year.
No, they've massively upgraded the talent, and I think you can see that having an effect. They are a much better team than they were with all these upgrades. I think that's absolutely for real. It was one of those where the scheme was doing wonders and the players weren't quite able to match it. Now the players are getting pretty close to that level, so it's just a really good defense.
It is. We'll continue the Kyler Marvin Harrison Jr. watch. I loved what we saw week 1, week 2. It wasn't even not on the same page stuff. Just Marvin Harrison Jr. with a drop, and they just didn't target him a ton. Didn't need him, but I still think he has a chance to be really good. And we'll keep an eye on it here.
Kyler's getting the ball out of his hands fast through 2 weeks. Like, he's one of the lowest average time to throws in the NFL through 2 weeks. Usually, Kyler Murray's not at the sharp end of that statistic. I don't know if that's just who they've been playing and they've been able to put the ball in the air quickly against defenses that aren't particularly good, or if that's a concerted effort by this team to say, let's get Kyler processing quickly, let's get the ball out fast. If he has to scramble and make something crazy happen late in the down, cool, but let's not live in that world.
Yeah, and one of the plays, he had the long scramble last week, but he also had the play where he held the ball, one of the plays where he held the ball forever, scrambled to his left, and had the interception that kind of let Carolina get back into it. When he plays with it himself and picks his spots running, he is dangerous. Man.
Yeah,
he is very dangerous.
A huge part of Trey McBride is leading the team in targets again. Obviously, tight ends generally are lower average depth of target. Generally, the ball is coming out quicker. So it's just interesting. I don't know how much of that is sort of a conscious, deliberate, strategy with Kyler, or simply McBride is their best player right now. We're feeding the ball through him. That's going to result in a faster average time to throw, and that's just it's a product rather than a deliberate plan.
Arizona's defense, by the way, has Josh Sweat and Baron Browning with 10 pressures, 9 pressures. They're both getting a lot of heat. Calais Campbell has a couple sacks up front. I really like this Arizona pass rush. They've done it with smoke and mirrors the last couple of years. Now they've got the dudes up front to create pressure, plus the smoke and mirrors. And they got 1 week of film on Mac Jones in the system here.
Yeah, I mean,
to help.
They do some similar things to Flores in terms of they use a ton of creepers, but they also use a ton of drop everybody. And the challenge obviously is always which one is happening right now? Am I getting blitzed to hell, or am I? Or are they dropping everybody out and I'm about to throw the ball right to a dropping defensive lineman? So they do that's the smoke and mirror stuff. So in addition to having much improved personnel, they've got some really smart scheme stuff.
All right, man, let's make some picks. Niners by 2.5 at home here. Where are you going to go? Over under, by the way, just 43.5. There's a few of those games that are going to be leaning on the defensive side, which I do buy into for this one.
I'm going with the Cardinals. I think 49ers have been riding their luck a little bit, and I think Arizona's better. Thanks for watching all the way to the end of the video.
Check the Mic is live every Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday, so be sure to hit the subscribe button so you don't miss a thing.
And the all-knowing algorithm is convinced you'll also like these videos, and who are we to argue?